Post-election 2024, spate of hate crimes and little outrage. Let us demand that newly elected representatives speak up against hate. In the fortnight since election results to the 18th Lok Sabha were declared on June 4th, at least 4 Muslim men have been brutally lynched in Chhattisgarh and UP. One survived. More than a dozen homes have been demolished in Madhya Pradesh on allegations of storing beef, and Muslim men jailed under the draconian National Security Act (NSA). Right-wing extremists ransacked shops owned by a Muslim man in Himachal Pradesh, and there have been spates of targeted communal violence in Telangana, Odisha and Rajasthan. Dog whistling and hate speech marked the BJP's 2.5-month-long election campaign, though a spirited fight back by the people of India, demanding jobs, hunger-free existence and a hark back to upholding of constitutional rights ensured that the opposition's campaign found resonance and hate did not deliver votes this election. What then do the surge in hate crimes after the conclusion of elections signify? That a simmering majoritarian hate sentiment still festers and needs to be tackled through sustained work, both justice-driven, through an implementation of the law, and through engagement and dialogue. Public discourse has been refreshingly purged of the singularity of hate and venom. Why then are hate crimes still met with a deafening silence? No condemnation. While this is cynically acceptable from a discredited ruling regime, can the rejuvenated opposition that was spurred on by the energy, efforts and voice of vast and differing sections of citizens, people's movements, farmers' organizations and the minorities of all hues afford this silence? A quick mapping of the incidents to showcase how the hate speech political project of inequality, discrimination and violence still swirls dangerously in our midst, and how we cannot afford to be silent. Demand that our elected representatives speak up against hate. June 7th, 2 young Muslim truck drivers were allegedly lynched by cow vigilantes in Chhattisgarh, transporting buffaloes near Arang in Raipur district when they were attacked by a mob. Survivor Saddam Qureshi recounted the horror, how the victims' bodies were thrown from a bridge. He himself, Saddam, had jumped off the bridge to save himself. 11 days later, on June 18th, in Aligarh, UP, Mohammad Fareed, a 35-year-old Muslim man, was lynched by a mob on suspicion of theft. He was simply walking home after work when attacked. Despite the family's demands for justice, there was calls from the local leaders to release the accused. Odisha, June 17th. During Bakrid, violence was allowed to erupt in Balasore after rumors of cow slaughter were allowed to spread. Right-wing activists forced their way into people's homes, leading to clashes that injured 10, including police officers. Administrative inaction, continued curfew and internet bans have continued for the past week. Maharashtra. Tensions soared in Nayanagar, Mira Road, when a truck allegedly carrying cow meat was stopped by Bajrang Dal members. Tensions grew until the police intervened. In Himachal Pradesh, a Muslim-owned textile shop was looted after the owner shared a picture of an animal sacrifice on WhatsApp. An unchecked mob destroyed the shop's content as the police merely watched. The shop has since shut down, and the politically motivated mob even marched down to the collector's office shouting insightful slogans. Jodhpur, June 21st. Violence including stole pelting and arson took place near the Eidgah at Jodhpur's Sursagar region. Videos from the site have emerged. Local women can be seen claiming that they were dragged out of their homes and assaulted. Targeted violence against Dalits. Uttar Pradesh has seen 3 attacks on Dalits in the first 10 days of June. On June 2, in Lucknow, a Dalit labourer named Rajkumar Rawat was urinated on while taking an afternoon nap. The incident, captured on camera, went viral on social media. Rawat's family has lodged a complaint and the police have started an investigation. On June 7, Dalit women protesting against liquor shops in Mainpuri were beaten and subjected to casteist slurs by the shop owners and received threats to their lives. In Mainpuri again, a Dalit youth was attacked while working on his land. authorities have registered a case under the Scheduled Caste Atrocities Act. The victim reported that on June 9, he was threatened and beaten by men who swore at him and threatened him with his life. Post-election demolitions in India. On June 6, demolitions resumed in Mumbai's Jai Bhim Nagar that witnessed a brutal demolition undertaken under the supervision of the police and municipal corporation officials. Armed with JCBs, cranes and other heavy machinery, officials entered the area without warning and started demolishing homes. It was conducted in a hasty manner on the eve of the monsoon, and many residents were unable to save their personal belongings, valuables, and scores of people reportedly even lost their valuable documents in the process, as they were not allowed to enter the area. 35 were also injured and over 73 illegally detained. About 53 are now out on bail. In Lucknow's Akbar Nagar, hundreds lost their homes in hasty operations with no resettlement plans in place. The demolition is part of the Gomti River Front project, which is aimed at beautifying the banks of the river, and these demolitions in Akbar Nagar are part of this project. In Bhenswai village of Mandla, Madhya Pradesh, 11 Muslim families had their homes demolished on mere suspicion of storing beef. The destruction was sparked off by allegations against a single individual. The post-election period has therefore seen a troubling rise in hate crimes and targeted violence against minorities. Parliament and opposition parties must speak out against these injustices and ensure that the lives of all Indians and their rights are protected. Stand against hate, protect human rights.